It's AllBall TV. You already know the motto. They scared, but I'm not.
As much as everybody said Precious was a throw-in on that trade, I was one of the first to say, listen, it's not a throw-in. That's somebody that's going to be vital for us down the stretch. I didn't think we were going to get hit with so many injury bugs where he would have to be like, play out of his mind. But I'm glad he is. Plus 25 last night. Highest plus minus on the floor last night. Didn't shoot the ball like out of this world, shot 6 for 16. But I think 15 points, 14 rebounds, and just being active, man. Just being active everywhere. Blocking shots, rebounding, finishing around the rim, hitting open shots from the three. Like, he's just really, really been impressive in this spot, especially since having to up his minutes, up his role with Randall going down. So I'm really impressed by what Precious has been doing since his number's been called, man. Really, really impressed.
I think again, Tibbs doesn't get enough props. It's another big man. Shout out to my guy Hammer Time Ryan. He finally
shout out to Rob.
It came. He said it flew under the radar for him. How these big guys, they're performing on with Thibodeau, and again, I don't want to hear any more about development under Tibbs. That's just different. This is what he had to say after the game. Precious Achiuwa.
Thank the man above, thank my family, and I also want to thank New York City for embracing me since I was a little kid. I grew up in New York City, going to middle school, high school out here in the city. So for me, just being able to come back home and represent the city means a lot to me. And I just want to say thank you, New York City. I love you guys.
Thanks, Precious.
First and foremost, I just want to, thank.
See, the problem is people conveniently forget that Precious is a New York City kid. So this is just like a really a shining moment for this young man, to everything to come full circle. Being in the NBA is great, but the dude was in Canada. That's not easy for everybody. We've heard DeMar DeRozan talk about his bouts with different kind of mental health issues, but a big thing that played into that was being in Canada, being outside of the country, dealing with what it takes to play out there. So I'm really, really happy for that kid, man, to things to just come full circle, him to get a chance to play at the Garden, home team. It's a special moment for him, man. I'm super happy for him.
We want to give him all the love in the world, obviously, because he's it's just been a lot for him. Again, 15 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks, 4 assists, 2 steals. The 2 steals and 5 blocks and the 14 rebounds. I think the points he's always gonna have to figure out. He's still offensively, obviously, has to, like everybody else, they gotta figure something out, go-to move or whatever it is. But with it in a Tibbs style, like I like to say, a running back defensive style, like they have in football, OG's the guy that you want on the court, sitting at the edge of his seat on the bench, willing to come in at any given time and do this. He's gonna have, when he looks bad, we know what his flaws are, but this is, we didn't think that a 90, or none of us, I think the way that the NBA is trending, we done with the 90s, that's trending. All this stuff is trending, but this is a 90s style of play, as close as you can get to it. And Hartenstein again. And for those that don't know, Anthony Mason, John Starks, these are guys that were throwaways. John Starks was working at a grocery store. Anthony Mason was in the CBA. A lot of these things, John Starks and Vernon Maxwell were up for the same role in San Antonio, if I'm not mistaken. And San Antonio Spurs, I think Larry Brown only took Vernon Maxwell because he looked at John Starks and Vernon Maxwell as the same guy. So you're like, I can only take one of you guys.
Yeah.
So So, this is a guy who's, working at a group like that tough-minded person and the tough-minded players that we need, this football style mentality that they thought was gone. This is going to be, I know what people keep saying, Becky Hammond, hey girl, you keep up with it. I really don't understand, why the NBA wouldn't support it. Why wouldn't they push it more? But I'm glad. I'd rather be the underdog. This is how we were supposed to be. Nobody gets gassed up. I haven't seen. That's why we were upset with Julius Randle last year when he went too hard on IQ on the court. Emmanuel quickly on the court, and it was like, bro, you're supposed to be the leader. This is the type, like, he's from he was raised in the Bronx, came from Africa, right? Precious. So for him to show that love and understand, like, this is like, come on now. I don't care whether you were a Knicks fan or not. You knew what it was walking around the city. The Knicks are bigger than the Nets. They're up there with the Yankees. They're up there with everybody. With a real basketball team, and for him to just be ready and show out by being the energy guy.
I mean, that's all he's doing. That's all he's doing right now, Fabian, is just playing with a lot of energy. All our guys are playing with a lot of energy. I don't see anybody coming out there on the floor and it looks like you got to take them off the floor because they don't look engaged. Like, everybody looks engaged. Like, I like how connected we are as a basketball team, although, we are undermanned and just the injury bug just bit the hell out of us, man. To be able to hold the Orlando Magic to 74 points last night is extremely, extremely impressive, man.